So, Forest go to Anfield yet again, back-to-back seasons, keep a clean sheet yet again, and take another 3 points. Welcome to Liverpool 0, Forest 3. Hi guys, hope you're doing well and welcome to my match reaction for Liverpool 0, Forest 3. We've got a lot to talk about, so I hope you're still smiling. Hope you're enjoying your weekend. Thank you to all the well wishers on the anniversary. It went smooth, and just as the football did. What a perfect day. What a perfect day yesterday was. The thought of going to out, annoyed at a Forest loss or the VAR stuff that went down didn't happen. Enjoyed myself, and I hope you guys did too. So let's get into it. We've got a lot to talk about. You know the drill. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. By the way, I will do a reaction to the reaction of the YouTubers. But let's get to 500 likes and I'll get that one all hooked up for you guys. It's going to be a grumpy old Reds tonight, so don't miss that. But there's a lot I want to talk about. Look, I know Liverpool are crap. I know Liverpool have lost 6 out of their last 7 games in the league, or 5 out of 6, whatever it is. But Anfield still has some aura about it. Anfield is still Anfield. And I just think yesterday's performance after 15 minutes into the game was sensational from every player, from absolutely every player. Now, I don't even mind the first 15 minutes because you still have to show some respect to kind of the aura of Anfield, even though I think there's a bit of a myth when it comes to their atmosphere. But that's the perfect way to play there. You quieten the crowd down and then you play yourselves into the game. And that's exactly what we did. Yes, Liverpool had a couple of early chances with Elliot Anderson with a beautiful block header off the line from, I can't remember who it was. It might have been McAllister. And then Kirkez probably should have scored, but he's been stinking the house out all season. So hold that Arnie for starting him over Robertson. And then Forest just got into the game. And the goal from Murillo was just beautiful. It really was. The finish was sublime. I don't think you guys understand. That's a centre-back. A centre-back slamming it into the side netting. Yes, they tried again with the Liverpool to disallow that one. But what a goal it was. I loved that goal. I really did. Savona's goal, fantastic. And then Gibbs White with the icing off the cake off what Hutchinson did. So, all in all, extremely happy. Now, I know a lot of you, and I've seen the messages and I'm expecting more saying, oh, what are you saying about Sean Dyche? Oh, you regretting not wanting Sean Dyche. My decisions don't change over a game. Now, Ant thinks Sean Dyche is like up there with Brian Clough, the way he was crying down the phone to me yesterday. But I just want Forest to do what Forest should be doing. I don't really care who the manager is, if I'm honest with you. If Dyche got sacked tomorrow, I wouldn't lose any sleep over it. If Dyche stays there for another 10 years and Forest wins stuff, I'll be more than happy. So I'm not really fussed. I think there's too much done on a manager when all I really care about is the team. We know at some point Dyche will leave. We know at some point Gibbs White might leave, or Murillo, or whoever. But Forest will still be Forest with or without these players and managers. So for me this season, I'm just focused on Forest getting back to where they were. Because I've been consistent in what I've said about Forest. We were in a false position. We should never have been flirting with the bottom 3 whatsoever. It's an insult to the money Marinakis put into the summer. And what we saw yesterday is not even the full capability, in my opinion, of this team. We still haven't got Douglas Luiz fit. We still haven't got Backward fit or firing. Remember McAtee, that player we signed from Man City? He's a good player. And we haven't been able to get anything out of him. There's so much evolution still left in this team. And that's the thing that's exciting me. Now, I'm not getting ahead of myself yet. I mean, trust me, I'm going to have my fun this week with all the Liverpool YouTubers. You won't want to miss any of those ones. And yes, I will be shameless. But I now look at it and think, okay, Liverpool I had down as a draw. A draw I would have been exceptionally happy with. And it's the next 2 games that I'm really focused on. Brighton and Wolves. Now, Brighton is sitting 5th in the league, which surprised me. I don't know if it surprises you guys. But I was just looking at the league table, and honestly speaking, the league table is a complete mess. If I said to you, on the 23rd of November, would be sitting here, and big up Twist, it's his birthday, with Arsenal top, Chelsea second, Man City third, you'd be like, okay, sounds believable. But then, you know, with all due respect to these teams, Palace fourth, Brighton fifth, Sunderland sixth, Bournemouth seventh, Spurs eighth. I mean, what the hell? Villa ninth, Man U 10th, and Liverpool 11th. This table is a bit topsy-turvy. And here's my point. We're now 6 points behind Liverpool. That's it. 6 points. Liverpool have got West Ham next away, and we know they struggled against Nuno, especially Arnie, if he's even in the job come that game. He struggled. He didn't beat Nuno in either game last season. So, you know, catching Liverpool may not be the hardest thing, and they spent 450 million in the summer. But it's so important over these next 3 or 4 games now. Malmo, we have to beat. All the focus from the club needs to now turn onto Malmo and beating Malmo and making sure that's 3 points in the bag. I am not giving up this Europa League at all. I think we can win it. I've been consistent with it since the start of the season. You know, the teams that should worry us in there, the likes of Villa. Porto are meant to be one of the better teams in there, and we beat them 2-0. So I'm not giving up on this Europa League thing, and that gets us Champions League football and a trophy. So there's still plenty to play with for Forest. But if we can get 2 or 3 wins out of our next 3 or 4 games, and like I said, we've got Brighton, Wolves away, who stunk it out against Palace, and that's under their new manager, plucky old Rob Edwards. We have to beat Wolves, and we do really well against Brighton at home in the Premier League. I just don't want us to get ahead of ourselves. I want not to have complacency. And I want us just to focus and just pull away from these silly discussions about relegation this, relegation that, which I've never bought into this season, and start looking at maybe trying to finish in a European spot, in the table. That needs to be the next focus. So I'm extremely happy with yesterday. The magnitude of it is huge. Liverpool haven't lost 3-0 in any game that I can ever remember seeing of them. I think I remember them losing 4-1 to Man City, but they always score, and they didn't yesterday, and they didn't last season against us. Anfield's our playground. There's no two ways about it. But speaking about Liverpool, I can't not address the VAR decisions yesterday. I had a quick look through the Sky Sports highlights on the Forest-Liverpool match, and check their YouTube channel out and look at it there. They didn't even show the penalty incident with Sangare, or I think was a red card with the disgusting tackle on his leg. They didn't even show it in the highlights. The Jesus goal, obviously I've been out last night, so I haven't seen how the pundits have reacted to it. Are they kicking off and what have you? Or are they not? Because I guarantee you, if either of those incidents were down the other end of the pitch, both are given. One is a goal and one is a penalty. And I have been saying this since I was a kid. The corruption and the favoritism that we see towards those Cartel 6 teams, in particular Liverpool, in particular Manchester United, is just beyond belief. It builds frustration, and I was so angry in that match yesterday. I was so angry because I was almost playing out the scenario in my mind. We're 1-0 up at halftime. We should be 3-0 up, legitly 3-0 up. And I could just see a Forest style or a Liverpool style penalty, some ricocheted goal or something like that in the second half, and we end up losing it. That's why I was so angry at half time. And this is where you have to give Sean Dyche and the players the credit. Because I said it as well at half time. We can be angry, but they can't. They have to go out there and think, okay, we're 1-0 up. We've got the beating of this team. And yet again, we saw an early second half goal. And I'm loving this little glitch in the system that Dyche has found. Hit these teams hard, quickly and early. We saw it recently against Manchester United. Did we do it against Leeds? I can't remember. But this is what I like to see. Out of the blocks quickly. We used to be really bad at it under Steve Cooper. It was the opposite. We would concede like 1, maybe 2 goals straight after half time, and it was regular. And it's just the opposite thing right now. And the other thing I got to say is about corners. Liverpool got a lot of corners against us yesterday, and we were able to scave them off. I'm still not completely comfortable with the way they're setting up on the defence. I think we're making it too easy for the second ball on the edge of the box to be picked up by the opponents. There always seems to be 2 free men there. But I think this is step one, is get the ball clear first and then, charge out. And it's looking better from corners as well. So there's a lot of positives to take from what Sean Dyche has done. I didn't see Dyche football yesterday. That pleased me. I thought we looked excellent throughout the whole game, minus, say, the first 10 or 15 minutes. But I don't mind that because that's what you have to do at Anfield. And overall, we now have to kick on. Beat Malmo this Thursday, beat Brighton at the weekend, and then beat Wolves midweek. And then we can go in to Spurs, and Fulham and Spurs, I think, is after that. And we have to beat Spurs because I got a lot of people I need to talk to if we do. We'll see you tonight on Grumpy Old Reds. Thank you so much for watching. I just keep smiling. Enjoy the weekend. And I'm just going to say, come on, Arsenal, man. Beat Spurs. Because that will absolutely top this weekend off. Please hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. See you tonight on Grumpy Old Reds. Come on, you Reds.